Hello, my name is Brandan Davies. I'm a criminal defense lawyer based out of Overland Park, Kansas. In this series of videos, I'm talking a little bit, answering some questions about criminal defense and some really common questions that people come into our office with when they're facing a criminal charge. A very common question that people will ask was, Brandan, am I going to be drug tested when I go into court? That depends. And it depends on what kind of crime you're charged with. It depends on where you're charged at, what jurisdiction, whether it's municipal court or a district court. And it's going to vary widely depending on where you're at in your case and what the allegations are against you. Now, a good rule of thumb, if you ever going into court, whether it's municipal court or a district court, and you're charged with an alcohol or drug-related crime, expect to be tested. They can always ask for you to go take a random UA because the condition of bond on near any charge is that you don't use drugs and alcohol. If you're found to have violated that condition of bond, they can revoke the bond and put you back in jail while your case is still pending. Now, to provide some further guidance on that, you're way less likely to be asked to take a drug test if you're charged in municipal court, even if it is with a drug or alcohol related crime. Again, always be prepared to take a test, but you're way less likely to actually have to take a test in a municipal court. Generally because a lot of municipal courts don't have the capacity or the ability to take a person and have them do a random drug test right then and there. Some do, but some of the smaller ones do not. They'll have to send you off to some other place, and it's just a lot less likely that they'll do that. Now, if you're in district court, you have a lot higher chance of being tested. There's varying different degrees in district court of what a person can be placed on bond, what conditions they might have. Like if you're placed on pretrial services, well, then you're going to be periodically tested. While you're on pretrial services, that's kind of why you're being placed on pretrial, is to regulate your drug and alcohol intake. If you're placed on house arrest, then you're obviously going to be doing a lot more extensive tests on drugs and alcohol, more frequent. If you're not placed on either pretrial services or house arrest, and you're just placed on a general bond condition of here's your court date, abstain from drugs and alcohol use, you have a lot less likely chance that you're going to be asked to take a drug and alcohol test. That doesn't mean it won't happen, but you just have a lot less likelihood of taking it or being asked to take them. Probably one more thing I'll say on this is if you're asking to be removed as part of like a bond condition, if you're placed on pretrial services or house arrest, and you're asking to be removed from that, in other words, you're saying, Judge, I've been on bond for a while and I don't think I need to keep reporting and doing a drug test randomly because I haven't had any problems. When you go to ask to modify your bond, you have a pretty high likelihood that the judge is going to ask you to take one final UA before he or she considers whether they're going to take you off bond or not, or take you off that condition at least. If you have any questions, if you've been arrested for a crime, if you've been placed on bond, or you're serving out a sentence and you're worried about whether you're going to have to take a drug test when you go into court, feel free to contact our office for a free consultation.